Mark
His
doesn't
camera-
have a camera. His camera broke. You guys were all lucky.
Oh, dear.
I'm on my
I drove up.
laptop. We don't know what's wrong, but Avery could not fix it. So
Wow. Well, we'll
That's
get a
okay.
little picture and we'll pin it up on our computer so we can look
I
at
can
you.
put my school bus up I've been using for other meetings.
Oh, perfect.
Do we have any members of the public joining in?
We have
Just us
offered
here?
that, and we believe we've posted it,
Mhm.
but
Yep.
I am not in chat. Do we have anybody else, Kirsten?
No, we do not.
Might be 2 meetings in a row. Weren't we alone last time too?
Yes.
Yes. Yep.
I think it's a true statement that most people are focused elsewhere at the moment.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, all right. You must be getting ready to press the piton, Kirsten.
I have pressed record, so
Are you ready? We're
I
ready.
guess
Right?
whenever you want to call it to order, I show 6:29.
Okay.
That's what I got too.
All right.
We're good.
They're officially in the minutes, 6:29.
Okay. I figured we should start early. All righty. I'd like to call the Sebago School District, District School Committee meeting to order on the 31st of March at 6:30. And the roll has already been called, so I'd like to have a stand to pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance
Allegiance to the
to the
flag
flag
of the United States of America and to the
the
republic for which it
which
stands,
stands,
one nation, under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
with
liberty and
and
justice
justice
for all.
for all. Very good. Okay, under agenda adjustments,
Tina, could you read that just to make sure that we can hear everybody? Have we heard from everybody?
all right, call the roll again?
No,
Okay,
yeah, we will now confirm that each member of the committee.
all righty. We'll now confirm that each member of the committee is on and can be heard and can hear. Joe,
Yes, I'm set.
Wendy,
Yes.
Donnell,
Yes.
okay, Audrey,
Yeah.
and I'm fine. Kirsten's
Tina,
okay?
thank you, because when we did that before, it wasn't being recorded, that's all.
Okay. Very good. So we're all present. Now, under agenda adjustments, there are 2 things that we need to add to the agenda. One is, and I think, Mark, you were going to cover this under your superintendent's report, Joe's question about our best guess for projection for shortfall or a surplus due to
Yes.
this closing of the school.
I have
the
that.
other, and the other is under action items. After we do the policies, the vote to allow Phil to have power to, in our name, for the school committee and district to have those slabs removed in the front of the school that are defective. So those are the 2. Those are the only 2 I have. Is there any other that anybody needs?
I have a couple of new things in the superintendent report, but that's not
Okay.
going to be voted on.
Okay. All right. So that takes care of the agenda adjustments. The minutes from the February 25th meeting. Anybody want to move to accept those or?
I'm making,
I make a motion, we accept the minutes from our previous meeting.
second by Joe.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that the February 25th meeting minutes be accepted, and we have to do this by an oral count again. So Joe, do you accept them? Yes or
Yes.
no? Yes. Wendy?
Yes.
Yes. Donnell?
Yes.
Audrey?
Yes.
And Tina is a yes. Okay, so the minutes have been accepted. Every motion that we have to vote on, I have to call it because it has to be an oral call for the vote in order to make it legal. Okay. Public comments on agenda items. I don't think anybody's with us. Let me
I
check.
think Kathy has a
No new
comment.
people.
Oh, Kathy, go ahead.
I have a couple of things. Looking at care leave, file code GBO. If we can take that off the agenda for tonight, the policy committee needs to talk about it a little bit more.
Say that. Could you say that again, Kathy? You're coming in and out on me.
Yeah.
Policy GBO for family care leave.
Wait a minute. GBO. Okay. Yep.
So number 8.
Yep.
Just take that.
Okay.
And then on ECB, test
ECB.
days.
Okay.
What?
ECB
I can't.
Can you say it again, Kathy? You're breaking up.
ECB.
Yeah.
Might be better to use the numbers like number 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Yeah, talking about pest management.
Yes, 2 and 3. On the back, on June Berry is the IPM coordinator. I just wanted to let you know that.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought.
And that's it.
Okay. And I had one on the policies, Kathy. Oh, and I don't have them here in the thing. It's the one about the bus driver. And it said that the bus driver will be respected. And we had changed will to shall on all of those.
That's under bus rules, number 1, Tina.
I believe it's under bus rule revisions, yes.
Okay.
Let me get my thing.
Do we also need to add approving the new bus driver?
Yeah.
I didn't see that on there. I just popped in my head.
So that could go under additional votes as needed.
You're right.
Okay, I'm back. Disappeared on you. Under EEAR. Yeah, under 1. It was under number 7, Kathy. We changed all of the shoulds, we changed to shall. And students shall show respect to the bus driver and all other passengers.
Got it.
Got it?
Yep.
Oh, okay, good. That was the only mistake I found. All right. On the presentation, we all set on the comments on for the agenda items?
Tina, while you stepped away, we added an additional vote, which was to add the new bus driver that we're hiring to replace Rich Stroh.
Okay, so it's all, and the vote went through?
Well,
No, we just
I don't know, it's at the
adding it
end.
to the agenda.
Oh, added to the end?
Yeah.
Okay. And you
That'd be an action item.
Action item?
Right?
Yeah. Bus driver. Okay. We got that all squared away now? Now.
Can I make a suggestion before we go further?
Sure.
If I'm gonna switch off my screen and everybody has the people on the side, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm looking at Donnell right now,
Mhm.
and what I suggest is everybody mutes, because I'm getting a lot of interference, like background noise.
Mhm.
How do you do that?
See, if Yeah, that's a good question, Danelle. Let me see if I can do it for you.
So,
I think
You,
R
you
eight.
not
your
your,
little- okay, see your little picture up in the top right-hand corner?
Mhm.
Yeah,
And you see those 3 little bars?
yeah. Do I press those?
Well, when I hover over that brings the bar up down at the bottom, and you can see the microphone. You can also bring your microphone down below, and if I click on it, it makes your voice go away.
Okay, hang on.
She's using the Google Hangouts app, so it might be a little different, but it's usually at the bottom.
Yeah, I'm on my phone.
Oh.
Hold on. What did that do? No. I don't know how to do it.
Let me see. You know what? I can do it. So, Danelle, I will mute you only because
Okay.
that I can do it. And when you want to speak, just wave your hand erratically, and I will unmute you.
Like this?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Okay.
I have a question. It says on my screen, you're presenting to everyone. Stop presenting. And I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
It's because you're seeing Mark's screen.
That is only Mark's screen. So what you're looking
That's
at.
Mark's?
Yeah.
Okay.
it's
Okay.
it.
Okay. So the other ones I see to the right, the faces. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm going to mute my microphone.
Correct.
Okay.
Joe, are you able to mute yourself?
I can mute it if you'd like.
Okay. I don't know if there's interference or anything from you. Let's see. So, Alan, I'm going to mute you. I don't know how we're going to do that, though. Alan's calling in, so I need to. I think I need to leave Alan unmuted.
Let's see how it's quiet now. Am I the only one that's hearing the difference?
Yeah, no, that definitely makes a difference.
Alan should be able to mute himself on his phone.
He should be able to.
Is Alan with us or has he disappeared?
He's muted, so we can't hear him.
I unmuted me. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Unmute him. Oh,
Are we all set?
we can continue on.
All right. Mark, were you going to discuss the capital asset management plan? No, that's out, right?
Yeah, that's still good.
Okay.
Let me go back to my agenda. Okay, can everybody hear me okay?
Yep.
Discuss capital asset management plan. Well, we haven't met, but we're just going by what was at the last meeting. And the capital asset management plan for next year, we're going to have a total of $30,000. Instead of setting up a special fund, we're just going to put that in the budget under maintenance and repairs. That's pretty thin for this year, but where we did so much last year, we need to regroup and start building up our reserves, if at all possible. What we have scheduled for this year under the capital asset management plan is we have 3,000 earmarked that Phil brought up to my attention in the far corner by the monuments. We have a large chunk of concrete that came loose due to plowing restrictions. We're just going to repair that, and we're going to put some posts so that the plow guys next year will know what the edge of the pavement is. Nothing they did wrong, nothing anybody did wrong. The whole project, we just need a little bit of work on that. So we put 3,000 in for paving issues. and we decided that the final coat, the last 2.5 inches of concrete, will not be scheduled for this summer. It'll be scheduled for the year after, the summer of 2021. Other than that, we're going to continue with our normal, try to put a few thousand a year into improving our flooring, even though we did way more than we had originally budgeted last year. And then fix the front of the building. We have money in for that. The entryway that we don't use but is in the front of the building, and the rest of the money will be for the edge, the siding, and repairing around the edges. So that basically is our capital asset management plan. I'll pause, see if anybody has any questions. While I'm talking, feel free to use the chat box.
Mark,
Yes.
what is it that you're looking at for the front of the building exactly?
Whatever Grosvenor tells me.
Aha, that's why I was asking.
Yeah, because he's in charge of that, and I believe he's always done well by me. So
Okay.
I believe the last discussion, we're still kind of leaving it open, but I think we're going to make use of that natural stone that's in the front of the building.
Mm-hmm.
And we're still kind of open on that. We've still been kicking around some ideas. Basically, I don't think there's going to be any big changes, but we'd like to use that natural stone, reposition them to make natural steps going up.
Okay. All right. He also wanted to know if you were wanted to have an operations meeting. So maybe you could email him about that.
Sure. The next operation, I'm kind of waiting to see if we need another budget meeting, because if you look on this agenda at the bottom, it's a great question. We say we have a budget committee workshop from 3 to 5. If we don't need the budget committee workshop, then I'm going to try to have an operations meeting on the 28th at 4 o'clock like we normally do. So I'm going to see at the end of this meeting if we need another budget committee workshop. If we do, we'll make that from 3 to 4, and we'll put operations from 4 to 5, and we'll just get all our meetings done in one fell swoop.
Okay, I'll let him know.
Thank you. I'll write that down so I don't forget too. Okay, the next thing for me, if there's no other questions on capital asset, quite a bit different than last year. And if you look at the budget issues, I sent you guys all a copy of the budget. And let me get my computer talking to me again. I got 2 of them going. And did everybody get that? And if you prefer, you can click right on the link that I sent you electronically. But, the budget preparation, guys, is pretty much the same as we have done before. And I talked to you before. We're doing a 4% increase with the town. It's 126,000 and change. Our state funds are up by 16. Total revenues are up by 5, and our total expenditures are up by 2.3. And the reason that seems odd, that revenues are up more than expenditures, but yet we're asking more money from the town, is because of the budgeted use of fund balance. Last year, we used a lot of the money that we had in our account from the SAD 61 settlement and some cash that we had in the transition funds. Last year we designated 262,000. This year we're designated 182. That's a decrease of about 80,000 or 30% from the use of that funds, which had to be made up. So we've discussed this before. Salaries for next year, we're budgeted at 2%. We haven't settled that contract yet, but we're going to be in the ballpark of that. That's not going to be a bother. And those are, those are two things that we can look at.
Mark, while we were looking at the budget.
Yep.
I'm on page, and I've got questions.
Sure, perfect. Are
Technology.
you on the summary page or the full budget?
I'm on the full budget.
Okay.
Okay. Under students and staff on page 6 at the beginning, it says instructional staff training stipends. We had 2,000 in, and you took it out. Any particular reason why?
Yeah, I need to catch up here because my thing's not scrolling.
Oh,
Let me click on the other page. Okay, so now we go student and staff support on page 6.
mm-hmm.
And what line, Tina?
It's the very first one. It says staff training stipends.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yep, we're still going to do staff training, but what we've been doing is not paying a stipend, meaning an extra piece of salary for anybody that's doing the presentations.
Oh, okay.
So some of that money is coming from Title I funds because now we're school-wide, we can do that. And the other stuff is just for reimbursements and in-staff training, miscellaneous that we put $1,000 there. So there's no specific stipend jobs.
Okay. All right. Can I keep going?
Absolutely.
Okay. Under technology salaries.
Technology salaries. It's
There was
actually going down because I talked to Avery.
Yeah.
And what we did is we adjusted his hourly pay up. But, think about what he did last year. He rewired the entire school with phone. He put in cameras. He laid out all the new cable that we got with the E-rate money, upgraded all the switches. So he got a tremendous amount done. So this year in the technology budget, this is our off year. I believe I mentioned that last year is we were going to invest heavily.
Mm-hmm.
And thank God we did because it's pulling we've had an extremely successful technology year, in my opinion, as far as speeds and all that stuff goes.
Right.
So he doesn't have to repeat all that. So a lot of what he's going to be doing, instead of coming in 2 days a week, it's going to be 1 day a week, and then more like he's doing right now. This whole COVID thing is all training us how to operate remotely.
Right.
The other thing is Avery's got another business going, and he's got a baby, and he really wanted to cut back on the time. And after talking to him, and the fact that we don't have a lot of new stuff going, I think that's an opportunity. It's not we're not cutting his pay, we're not getting rid of him. It was more of a discussion we had together about how many hours do you think you need?
Yeah.
And and we were just over this year on technology salaries, despite the fact that we had a lot of extracurricular stuff to do.
Right. Okay. Now, under technology contracted services, you dropped. There was 3,000 this year, and there's none there for next year.
Right.
We're all set.
Yep. The contracted services means that we had a contract with that phone company that we had in the past, and it really didn't belong in this section, so we transferred it to the regular phone accounts.
Oh, okay.
And our regular phone account bill has gone way down because Avery set us up with voice over IP. And and he wanted salaries. I can pay him like myself. I can pay as a contractor, or I can pay his salaries. And he didn't want to deal with the tax implications and mess up his other books.
Yeah.
So he preferred salaries, so we put him in salaries.
Okay. Very good. Now, anybody else have any other questions? I don't mean to be hogging this, but I went down through and I really had some questions here, like, where does it come from? Where does it go?
Keep going, Tina, then we'll take turns.
Okay. On page 7, about in the middle, it says Superintendent Assistant salary. Now, I didn't know if that was Kathy or if hers went under secretary.
Nope, that is Kathy, 100%.
Okay,
We had her in, we paid her last year, but we never budgeted it because she was contracted with us after the budget process.
okay. But how, so there's no increase, you're just putting it in this year, right?
Yeah, if you look at the bottom line for systems administration,
Yeah,
we're going up 2,000 all in all, but I think Kathy's very important for us long-term. So, we just cut other areas that we thought we could get away with a little bit of cut.
yeah,
And, we're only up 2,000 in that section. And I think we're going to be better served with that.
oh, definitely. Kathy's an integral part of this.
Yep. Especially moving forward because she gives us institutional memory.
Right. She keeps us all straight.
Yeah, I know. Tina and I know.
You betcha believe it. On page 8, Mark.
Page
Under
8, got it.
Yep. Secretary salary. It goes from 39,800 to 56,825.
Secretary salary. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Mark,
Okay.
did that
I know our secretary salaries. What we did, I know Jamie comes in there. She's under 5 hours a week.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we under budgeted Shelley last year, but that 56, it can't be just Shelley. There's got to
That's
be
what I
something
thought.
else there.
right? I think that includes Jamie's salary.
Okay, well, that would make sense.
Yeah, that's only 5 hours a week. That still seems like a big difference. And I honestly think were we paying Shelley out of other funds last year? Kirsten, do you remember?
I don't believe so.
Questions, school board meeting. Tina, I got to double check on that. So
Okay,
that's secretary salary,
yeah,
and that is school admin.
yeah. At first, I thought, that's why I asked you if that superintendent assistant was Kathy or not, because I thought, well, maybe Kathy was under the secretary salary.
The other possibility is we put some of Kathy's under me and some of it under principal or school administration. She does that work also.
Hmm.
So that's a possibility. Let me find out. I will get back to everybody on that.
Okay, thank you. And I was wondering if by chance you had a total bus repair and maintenance cost for the year.
Yeah, I got 22,000, right?
Yeah,
It's a hopeful number. I'm pretty confident with that because the way I look, we just can't keep having bad luck. I did finally get rid of that S1 that we've just been bleeding money on forever.
yeah,
And that happened right when this COVID stuff hit.
yeah.
We did make the transaction on that. We basically got a new bus and not a new bus. We got an old bus that was in actual better shape than S1.
Right.
And I got some pictures of the bottom of S1 as opposed to the new one we bought. And,
Yeah.
'cause it doesn't look good on paper because we're trading like a 2013 or 14 bus for a 2000, mid 2000 bus. And actually it's got less mileage, etc. But we did a lot of research before we made that swap. It looks bad. The other thing was, sometimes you just get tired of putting money into a vehicle.
Right.
It's time to pull the plug, and I probably should have done it a long time ago, but it's just been a money pit for us. But
Yeah.
anyways, I'm pretty confident about the repairs on the buses.
Good. Good. All right. And then I thought down under elementary school electricity, I thought that was great. Went down 2,000. You think most of that's because of the LED lights?
Absolutely.
There
And
we
that
go.
might be conservative. You know, it went from 10.5 to 8.5,
Yeah.
but we'll see. And I didn't want to get too aggressive with it. But since
Right.
the first time I did this, we've had a couple of electric bills that are pointing in the right way.
Great.
And, you know, long term, that was the good plan because, you know, we're saving money on electricity. The other
Right.
thing is the new circulator pump on the big furnace.
Yeah.
That is much more energy efficient too.
Oh, good.
And the other part about that line is, you know, we got a lot of that money, efficiency main money to pay for that. So that was good too.
Great. Okay, Mark, those are all the questions, or folks, those are all the questions I had.
I got one comment though. When I
Yeah.
did this, the price of oil, you know, was pretty high. So, you know, the price of barrel of oil is $26 this morning.
Holy
And
Toledo.
so hopefully we'll have a little bit of extra in that oil account also.
Okay. Are we due for a fill up?
We don't want to fill up. We're gonna end the year on bone dry, and that is my plan. Because remember, we have a contract for oil.
Yeah.
So we want to end bone dry. And then once the contract is over June 30th, then we have all summer to fill up all our tanks. That was a great game to play in my own district because we had like a 10,000 gallon tank. But with us, you know, it's not going to make a big difference.
Okay.
But anyways, we're going to end empty, and then we're going to fill up in July.
Alrighty. Maybe the price will be even lower.
I hope not, because now I'm buying oil stock. So
Oh. You can't have it both ways, Mr. Gendron.
I know, but it's my big bet right now. Any other questions from anybody else?
Just because what we're going through right at the moment, do we have any money to handle, for example, a couple of apples in case they don't come back from the kids in one piece?
Yes. Just a second, Joe. I want to find yeah. So that ends my presentation report. If that's okay with you, I can go right into the superintendent's report.
That'd be.
And that's the next line is the COVID disruption.
Okay.
Joe emailed me about that, and I was very, you know, I thinking about it very hard, and I called Mark. Yeah, we might lose a couple of laptops, but we can replace those through that what's the name of that program, Kirsten? Ruth something?
Yes, Ruth Reusable Resources.
Yep, and they have laptops in our generation for as low as $199, so it won't be too bad if we have to. By the way, when those come in, we didn't expect this again, but we're going to have Avery's going to have to go through every single one of those and basically re-image during the summer, because once they've been out like that, you really got to protect yourself to see if anything's been done. But Joe, roughly speaking, we're praying that we can do that for less than $1,000. So that could be a negative. But some of the positives are we're saving about 3 or 4 or 5 weeks of bus salary. We're saving on oil. We're saving some on heat because we've been on unoccupied for quite a while now. So that's been pretty good. We saved on some specials like PT, OT. Some of that's going to be somewhat of a savings. Special purpose private schools, I was hoping for more on that, but we're getting a lot of pressure to continue supporting them to some degree, and we are. And most of them are working with us, so we'll save a few dollars on that. Other than that, food service is going to be a plus, not a minus, because our food service cost ended as soon as we went out, and now we're all switched on to the summer feed program, and our reimbursement for that is going to be much, much stronger than what we have during the summer. So basically, our costs are going to be covered for all the summer programs we're doing on food service. Right now, we're delivering 69 meals, 2 meals a day, 6 days a week. I did the math on this in my head the other day. So let's call it 70 times 6. That's 420 meals a week. And I think our costs are going to be positive on that.
Yeah, that was one of the questions with what we were doing there, which I think is a wonderful thing to be doing, is as to whether what the impact would be on the food budget. So what you're saying is it's being absorbed by something else.
Yeah, it's called summer feed, and the reimbursement rates for summer feed are much higher than our regular school year. And what we are responsible for, or we're accepting the responsibility for, is all children under the age of 18 or less. So that includes the high school kids which have larger portions, but we're reimbursed at the same rate. While I'm on that subject, we had a couple of meetings today with food service. They've been doing a fantastic job. They started off with 20 kids, and then every time I talk to them, it's gone up. It was 69 yesterday. It was 70 today. So today we're doing 70 meals. And the big discussion is, are we going to do it during April vacation? It's about 50-50 about where the schools are, but after some discussion, we decided that we are going to continue to do food service deliveries during April vacation. So other COVID cost, I don't know. We'll let it settle out, but I believe strongly in my heart it's going to come out to I hate to say this as a positive, but financially it'll be a positive, not a negative, even if we get slammed on the computers, which I honestly do not think we will.
Mark?
Yep.
With the extra work that the food service crew is doing, will we be giving them additional compensation?
Well, according to the law, you get paid whatever you're in. There's two answers to that. Instead of additional compensation, what we decided today was to give them extra help. We have people in different areas. For example, Tammy, a bus driver, she's pretty much working full-time food service, right?
Okay. Yeah.
We have other people in food service that we believe are too vulnerable, immunologically, if that's a word.
Yeah, got it.
And so we got Tammy working in. Jamie is now going to be working 5 days a week. Barb's been working extra. That could be an extra cost, but I think that's paid for through the summer feed program. Who else do we have working in? Kristen helping out?
So we have June Berry's been helping. We have Amy Sweetser, Chris Balchunas,
There you go. And we're
born. Amy's doing 5 hours a week starting Friday. Barb has talked to us today about backing up on some of her hours and having others step up. Those other folks are folks that are already being paid for what they are doing for us. So it's a way to earn the hours when school is closed, and everybody has been very willing to help. And we're getting into more and more of a routine and setting it up so that it works pretty smoothly.
So Tina, the answer to your question is, instead of more money, we're throwing more people at the problem to kind of spread out the responsibilities.
That takes the load off.
Yeah,
That's good.
food service has been a very proud point of this. Morgan Terrio has
Yes.
really stepped up. Barb has stepped up. Tammy stepped up. Kirsten has stepped up with the organization and the delivery end of this. Jay has been very strong. Rich, before he left, was very instrumental because he knows every house in town, right? So he's done well. It's good. I just talked to him today. The food supply is good, not great. They can't get everything they want, but they've certainly got enough. I basically, if they can't find it through our normal channels, they have my permission to go outside of channels and get whatever they need. We're just not sure about families not served in April vacation. So instead of taking a chance and we're going forward, and that I think that's a positive thing.
Yes, Mark, I think it is. It's the right decision.
Yeah,
I
you know,
think anyway.
Joe, did that answer your question enough on COVID cost?
so far, I just had one other question, and that
Sure.
is, we're not running a bus, and I guess I'm a little concerned that we have something for the bus drivers to do so that we don't lose them.
Yep. We have one bus driver gone, but that has nothing to do with COVID. And the new one hasn't started yet, so that's going to be a savings. The other one is Tammy. She's working full time. The other one is Jay, and he is doing a whole bunch of things. I just suggested stuff. And then the other person has some health issues, so we're not going as hard in that area. But my honest, true opinion, and Kirsten's the director, she can back it up, is that we will not be losing any bus drivers, and we're going to come out in a positive situation.
I'm glad to hear that.
Me too. You have no idea how much. Okay, I'm going to go to my next item, if it's okay. Workman's comp rate went from 1.52 to 1.2. We budgeted at 1.5 because I just got this the other day. All that means is every salary in our building, it's not huge money, but it's going to be 0.3 of 1% less than we budgeted. Blue Cross Blue Shield, we budgeted a 6% increase, but 6% is going to be the max, and we are not on the high end of the mod rate. They don't have the exact numbers yet, but I'm expecting it to be in the vicinity of 4 or less. The Junior Duck Stamp Contest. I think I had sent something to you guys about this, but you can click on the link I sent you electronically to see the pictures. Brenda Brenda and our kids. It's not just Brenda. It's a talent of our kids. Really good job.
I went
Jenny,
down to the
Go
museum
ahead,
to
I'm
see
sorry.
it, and it was fantastic to see the work that was there. And our kids just shine. They fit right in with the best of the best.
Very good.
I
Jenny
have a
Knoll.
question. I
Go
have a
ahead, somebody
question
else.
about the duck stamp. I saw the pictures, they were great. But I just wondered, are they actually using them as a stamp?
Good question. My understanding is they're going to submit the winning to the U.S. Postal Service, and the U.S. Postal Service from Nationwide Junior Duck Stamp Contest will choose some for their contest moving forward.
Okay, thanks.
That wasn't a good explanation, but basically they're doing this everywhere, and it's not a main stamp. It's just a national stamp. And they said they were going to do. Some kid is going to be the next one or two of the new duck stamps.
Great.
Thank you to Jenny Knoll for her successful application. When she was doing the principal job, which she did great at, is something came across. She applied for it. It's $500 used in Maine's bicentennial. The plans we had for that have changed along with everything else in the world. We're kicking around the idea of what to do for Grandpa's Day, but we don't want to start planning. I thought we could definitely use that money in support of that somehow to do some kind of historical thing. We also been kicking around the idea of having like a celebration if we get through all this in a timely manner and tie it into. But then again, that's more work, so that's just a work in progress. But the 500 will be used to help celebrate the bicentennial. A message from a staff member. I'm just keep going because I can't see anything. What it is, Chris Balchunas sent me an email, and I thought it was worth reading it if I can find my glasses. There we go. It says, "Thank you for allowing me to help deliver with lunches on Rich's bus routes. The most frequent expression I have witnessed in the faces of our kids is fear from the doorway behind their parents. A child shouted as we delivered lunch, 'I know you,' and smiled. I asked parents and caregivers, older siblings a lot, is everybody okay and healthy? The most common response is, our students drive their parents crazy, and they smiled. You are some normalcy and sanitary. We are, I guess the angle for that is, we are some normalcy and sanitary in a scary world. They know you and they need you. Our kiddos need your help and to exercise their muscle smiles. Remember to make yourself as well as you can with hydration and social distancing. Make your smile more contagious than COVID-19. So that was from a parent, gave it to Chris, and she forwarded it to the SES staff. So I thought that was nice and worth sharing.
Thank you, Mark. I read that and I just smiled myself.
Yep.
It was great.
Now, any comments on anything I rambled on about?
Not from this end.
I'm good.
Well, thank you.
Okay. That puts us down to Kirsten. Do you have anything you wanted to report? We didn't have you on here.
I'll be right back.
It has been an absolutely incredible few weeks. My first week back, and I was only actually in the building for a week before we had to call school off. I've been so impressed with what the staff has done to pull things together. I think I shared with Audrey, who stopped in to pick up her son's schoolwork. Those were probably two of the most productive professional development days I've ever witnessed. It was just absolutely incredible, and all done with appropriate social distancing. So that's just been wonderful, and it's been a learning curve for all of us, family and staff as well, and really working with the families and supporting them. The food service has been wonderful. They've got a really good working system that they've got going. I actually joined in with a group today through the Maine Principals Association through a virtual meeting. And it was good to get on there because there were districts from all over the state represented. We could talk about things like, how are you handling grading? How are you handling attendance? How are you handling celebrations? Not just prom and graduation, but 5th grade, 8th grade step-up days, kindergarten step-up days. So some ideas were coming out and we were able to share. We're going to start doing that on a weekly basis to get more ideas. So it's been an incredible experience, and it never stops. But it's actually been pretty intense, but a good intense, and also sometimes a distraction from the things going on in the world.
I want to say a big thank you to both you and Mark, Kirsten, because I know you don't have a second to breathe down there. As I was talking to you today, things were changing. People were coming in, asking you questions, and it changed from 5 minutes before to the present. So,
yep,
yeah, there's a lot of appreciation for all that you both are doing to keep us going. So, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
All righty. Anything else we want to? Is everybody still there?
Yes.
Everybody's still
Yep.
there.
Okay,
I'm keeping an
Still
eye on
here.
her when she waves her hand.
okay,
I'm still here.
okay. Now we're down under action items. All right, Kirsten, you're gonna type in, right?
Yes.
Okay. Section A, approval of the educational plan during the educational closure. I'm gonna click on that, Mark. Ooh, that's getting smaller. And this was a letter that was sent home to the parents, if I'm not mistaken. And
You know, like he said, instead of reinventing the wheel, let's just share what we're actually doing. And this
Okay.
is what we actually talked about with staff. This is actually what we talked about with families. And in essence, that is our educational plan.
Mhm.
And this plan that we put this together from scratch, because when this first all started and I was listening to the radio, and one of the news people said, principals, take out that pandemic section of your emergency plan. And I went and looked, and it was basically blank. It's like,
Oh,
well,
God.
all right then. So
Nobody
I
had
now
one.
have a lot of resources to put into that, but a lot of it is right here in this educational plan that we have put together. It's very similar, I believe, to what other school districts are doing as well.
How are the teachers holding up being in contact with the kids every week?
They're doing pretty well. Mark checked in with half the staff. I've checked in with half the staff. And we're going to flip-flop next week who checks in with who. I see people who come in on some of the days when they need to get something out of their room. It's been easier for some of the teachers who are more tech savvy to begin with, but even those who aren't as tech savvy, they're getting into it. They're finding that routine that works for them, whether it's phone calls and emails, so more and more doing more of the teleconferencing and learning new ways to communicate with the kids. I've had several teachers that actually make simply phone calls, and we'll talk to the kid right on the phone. Hey, how are you doing with this? What can I help you with? And like I said, kids are sending snapshots to teachers, and that's helping. And checking in with them about their families too. How are their kids doing? Their parents doing? Their siblings? And we're doing okay. So it's stressful, but everybody's working together.
And I think basically what you're doing is developing something, so you're going to be changing it based on what works for you as you go along.
Mm-hmm.
Do we feel that all the kids are safe, Kirsten?
I would say yes. This has, I think, more so than ever before, given our teachers an opportunity to have way more parental contact than they ever had before. So they're able to have some conversations with them about
Oop, where'd you go?
reasons are, at the beginning of this to now 70. And being able to say, we've got this resource for you, let us help. And more parents are willing to say that to the teacher and get that help. And now they're willing to reach out to the teacher and say, hey, I need help with technology. And teachers are helping. So it's a new dynamic. It's also been a good experience for parents to even get more of a hands-on experience with what their kids do at school on a daily basis.
Right. Okay. I just wondered, are they all safe? That was,
Yeah.
I keep thinking about that. So you'd get a better handle on it with
Yes.
the interaction as frequent as it is.
Right.
Okay. All right, I appreciate that. Any other questions on the education plan?
Hi. Well, as I'm looking at this, and as of now, we're supposed to, schools are shut until May 1st, as of today, from
What's
Um,
that?
May 1st, as of what Janet Mills said this afternoon.
Right.
I didn't
So,
know that.
well, you do now.
She's stepping up after all this time and actually taking a leadership role.
Yep.
So she
So-
says we're all closed till May 1st?
Yeah,
Correct.
that's what I
Yep.
heard today. Yeah. And so I guess
That was
what
her
I'm
press conference today.
what I was going to ask, I know that I have my granddaughter, well, my son in Vermont, their schools are closed until, for the rest of the year. And so I'm wondering if you have some kind of plan in place with that as a possibility for us as well.
So at the moment, what we do on a regular basis is we have weekly teacher meetings and we talk about what our plans are going forward, who needs help getting packets for the next week. We've gotten out educational materials to everybody to get us through April vacation right now. So now that we know we're going to need another week of lesson plans after April vacation, we will go forward and make plans with staff to figure out how we're going to get that out to the kids, but probably not for another week or two, and maybe not even until after April vacation, because as a staff, we all agree April vacation needs to be a vacation for everybody, staff and families, to just take a break, even if everybody is housebound and can't go anywhere, just to take that mental break. And if somebody wants something, there are certainly plenty of resources and we've shared them. But that would be our plan going forward, is to not overwhelm families with everything. Here's what you need for the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks at a time, because there are some kids that will look at that and say, that's too much, I can't do it. There will be other kids like, oh, I can't wait to dig in, and then they're done in a week. So we want to make sure that we spread it out for them, help to catch them so they don't do something wrong a whole bunch of times, and keep checking in with them. So there will be a plan going forward similar to what we've been doing, which is getting out a couple of weeks at a time.
Okay, thanks. That makes a lot of sense.
So Wendy, basically our thinking all along was, first, let's get through the next 2 weeks. And then we went to April 27th. And then, okay, I think we're set with a plan until then.
Yep.
Now I'm hearing May 1st, which I guess I wasn't paying attention to the news today, but that's a Friday.
Yep.
That's very interesting to me. But so we'll have to make sure we have some adjustments. We'll get ready during, we'll have some new materials and, plans ready. I think it's premature to say we're coming back May 1st, but we'll plan on it if that's what the governor says. But I have a superintendent's meeting tomorrow and Friday, and then I will let you know immediately if there's any changes. Was that a suggested date, or is that saying everybody's coming back?
No, she said
No, that-
closed through May 1st. So through that Friday, we wouldn't come back till the 4th.
We wouldn't come back through the 4th. Okay.
Mark, I listened to that school committee chair webinar last night.
Yep.
And I thought it was interesting that they said that right at the present, as of last night, that they were leaving it up to the districts when to call the end of the school year.
Yep.
Okay, my thinking on that is this is starting to smell a little political to me. Like, for example, do you see the Bangor superintendent got front page of the Bangor Daily News this week? She said she wasn't going back till sometime in May. What I'm relying on is not district by district. I'm doing my best to stick with the York County and Cumberland County Superintendents Association, because we're so interdependent about where kids go for vocational school. We're trying to stick this together. And I have talked to Al 4 or 5 times to make sure we're on the same page also. But I think the exact date for coming back is going to be determined more at those superintendent meetings with guidance from the governor. This sounds to me like minimum May 4th, but we'll take it from there
Right,
and we'll prepare as we need to.
good. I think it's a smart way to go.
Yeah, I know that the proposal right around, there's a lot of coast and Bangor area districts that are recommending that we shut down completely on May 29th and use June as a professional development month to reorganize ourselves through this distance learning and training, et cetera.
Yeah.
Nobody in my group, York County, Cumberland County, thinks that's a bad idea of actually giving kids less instruction, but we'll figure that out, and then we're gonna stick with our group, and then we'll make adjustments as needed to make sure the kids are covered.
Good. Okay, one day at a time.
Yeah, one day at a time. And every time you turn around, there's a new mandate, you know?
Yeah, well, the governor, she did a good job this afternoon.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'm done.
Oh, okay. So could I have a motion to accept the, to approve the educational plan during the educational closure, please?
I'll make a motion.
Is that Audrey?
Yep.
Okay, and who's seconding it?
I'll second it.
Okay, Donnell, Wendy?
Wendy.
Wendy.
Yeah.
All right, it's been moved and seconded that we approve the educational plan during the closure. All those in favor, and we've got to call the roll. Joe? Yay or
Approved.
nay? Approved. Okay, Donnell? Yay or nay? You got it turned on, Kirsten?
Gotta unmute her.
Kirsten, can you mute Donnell? Okay, Audrey?
Yes, approve.
Okay. Wendy?
Yes.
And Tina? Yes. Have we got Donnell in there yet?
She could wave.
Yeah, but I don't have her on my screen. Where did Kirsten go?
She's checking on Donnell.
Oh, okay. We're all learning.
It's gone well so far. I'm very happy.
Not bad at all.
We could always put it down as 4 in favor.
I'm sure she'll approve it, but
I think we should wait because the next vote's very important.
yes.
Yeah, the next one in particular.
Right. So, yeah. Danelle, I can't seem to unmute you. I can only unmute myself. It's not helpful. So,
Donnell, can you use the chat?
Oh, that's a great
Thumbs up or
idea.
thumbs down?
yeah, or a thumbs up or thumbs down would, okay. Danelle gives a thumbs up for she approves the educational plan.
Thank
Oh, well,
you.
thank
Okay.
you, Donnell.
There we go. I couldn't even hear my own self-talk. All right. Who moved and seconded that? Sorry, I missed that.
Audrey moved it and Wendy seconded it.
Okay.
Just put first.
Yeah. Right.
Perfect.
Okay.
Alrighty, so it has been, the educational plan has been approved.
Yeah.
Going on to the budget. I'd like to have a motion to approve the school budget as it was presented to us tonight.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Okay. Made by
Joe,
Audrey.
second motion.
Joe seconded it.
I seconded it.
All right, yay and nay. Joe?
Yay.
Okay, Donnell, thumbs up, thumbs down.
There we go.
Okay, Audrey?
Yes.
Okay, Wendy?
Yes?
Okay, and yes for Tina.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
now we're on to the policies for the second read and approval. We've gone over these quite carefully, and we are omitting number 8 for this evening because there needs to be further discussion on that under the Family Care Leave Act. So I would like to have a motion to accept all of the second read, all of the other policies for approval.
I'll make a motion to approve policies 1 through 7 and 9 through 16.
Thank you, Joe. Anybody second that? Whoever seconded it, could you say it again, please?
Yeah, sorry, it's Audrey. I'll second that.
Okay, Audrey seconding it. Okay. So a motion has been made to accept second read and approval of policies 1 through 7 and 9 through 16. All those in, okay, Joe,
Yay.
yes, yay. Donnell, thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay, Audrey,
Yes.
Wendy,
Yes.
and yes for Tina. All right, so that's taken care of.
I just wanted to say we eliminated number 8
yes.
because there is actually a new Family Medical Leave Act amendment coming out April 2nd, which is 2 days from now. So we're going to digest that, then we'll bring it back.
Okay. Now I'd like to have a motion to have Phil, on behalf of the school board and superintendent, to have the contract the contractor to remove the 2 slabs with the concrete issues and replace them. So could I have a motion for that, please?
I'll make a motion to, shall we say, do what you just said.
Okay, to allow Phil, on behalf of the school board and superintendent, to contact the contractors to remove 2 slabs with concrete issues and replace them. Okay, so Joe moved.
I'll second it.
Okay, Wendy's seconding it. Thank you. Okay, Joe.
Yay.
Yay. Donnell, thumbs up, thumbs down.
Got it?
Okay, Audrey.
Yes, and Wendy was the one that seconded it.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Wendy, yes or no?
Yes?
Okay. And yes for Tina.
Well,
Tina, what are you going to do about the previous item on the bus driver?
Well, that's next.
Yep.
That's under action item. I'd like to have a motion to hire Kirsten. I don't know the person's name.
Her name is Michelle Stows, and she is replacing Rich Strout, who resigned effective 3/27. Her effective date is to be determined based on when we return to school.
Okay. And
I will make the motion. Sorry.
replacing Rick.
To approve the hire of Michelle.
Okay. So Audrey has made a motion to hire Michelle Stows as a bus driver.
I'll second it.
Joe seconds it. Okay. All right, Joe, yes, no?
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Okay.
I had it
Donnell?
muted.
Danelle, yes?
Audrey?
Yes.
Okay. Wendy?
Yes?
Okay. And yes for Tina. Okay. that takes care of all of our action items. And under public comments on non-agenda items, checking the chat box. There are 10 people. Oh, that's us, I think, but nobody said enough.
That number has not.
I have some items in discussion. Kirsten, you want to share about the parade?
Oh, right. Oh, geez, I should have mentioned that earlier. So I proposed to the staff last week that, and I got the idea because I saw a kindergarten teacher went to her individual students, and I thought, geez, wouldn't it be nice if we had all our staff do that? So I threw it out to the staff, and they're all very excited. So we're going to have a parade of the Sebago Elementary School staff. And we're going to do that on Monday at 10 o'clock. Jay is working on creating the route that will allow us to go around town somehow without having to turn around. And the school bus will go. Everybody will be driving in their own car to maintain social distancing. The only people that will have extra people in the car are those that bring, like we have several staff members that have children. They'll bring their children with them in their vehicle. Leslie and McConnell and Ted Rich Koenigsberg will be in the same vehicle because they share the same house. So we're expecting to maybe have a parade of about 20 or so vehicles that go around town so we can wave the kids. We'll give parents a rough idea of when we're going to be going and what our route is so that they can come out to the end of the roads, wave as we drive by. Because, you know, it's really been hard on all of us to not see the kids when we're used to seeing them every day. So
That's fantastic.
You know, a really cool idea.
That's great. Are you starting at the school at 10?
It hasn't quite been determined yet. We've got Jay and I are going to meet virtually probably and just really try to figure out how we can make this route happen so that we can get around town and not do a lot of backtracking and also not do a lot of turning around because it's really hard to turn around 20 cars at once.
I think we almost have to start at school though.
Jason Schoolcraft said that so long as he is not on a call, we can have a fire truck and an ambulance to go with us.
Oh,
Great.
right. Here we go, Sebago.
Yeah.
Well, I would love to see it go by. So if you could maybe, I don't know if it's possible or not, but if you could give us a sense of when it will start and where it's, I don't mean to give you extra work, Kirsten, so maybe this isn't a good idea. But I thought, well, maybe I could get out of the school and wave or at the library or something. If we saw you, it'd be fun to see.
The route on the website.
Okay.
And we will get it out to all of our parents electronically. We'll probably just have a hand-drawn map highlighted so that families can see it with a rough idea of, you know, what time and where we're starting from, so that everybody will have an opportunity. We'll share it with the staff. We'll share it with, obviously, our website and our families. And when we share that out, we can let you know as well, so that if you want to get out and wave, that'd be great.
Oh, yeah. We got to.
Thanks. Well, I thought maybe it would be fun for the school board to just wave too. So anyway.
If you want to be part of the parade, feel free to hop in your car and join in.
You don't need any more cars, Kirsten. That's quite all right. We won't do that to you. Oh, I had another question. We had talked about, now maybe this isn't the time, but I realized it when I was looking at the minutes from last meeting, that we were talking about our vision statement and we were tossing around ideas for that. I don't know if you still want to, you know, maybe we can go on to that or was it a value statement? I can't remember. Yeah, it was a value statement maybe. But anyway, we could do it next time. I just thought maybe we could put it on the agenda for next time and talk about it again.
Yes, I took it off of this agenda, Wendy, because I didn't know how long this is going to take or how
I know,
complicated. So it will be on next month's agenda.
Okay.
Okay. And
Yeah.
I'll get that out to you because I got it.
Something she waved at me, but I can't on your. She's good. Just give me the thumbs up. She's good. Okay.
Yeah. And I've got it handwritten. I've got to type it in, and then I'll send it out in an email.
All right.
And communications too. I've been trying to send out a lot of stuff to school committee, especially when things were changing every day. Is that okay, guys? Do you feel like you're in the loop, or is it more or less? How's it
It's
going
great.
on that?
I think
It's
it's great.
great.
Thank you.
Greatly
Okay.
appreciated.
I have
Okay,
something in informational items too, if we're
Okay.
there.
all right, we're almost there. Anything else on non-agenda items? All righty. Okay, Mark, we're under informational items.
I think what I'd like to do, Audrey and Joe,
Yes.
April 28th is about a month away. I think it'd be a great time for maybe just us three to get together, engage the spirit at the town, just so we can kind of put the final touches on how we want to present the budget whenever that meeting goes. So I was thinking, I'm assuming by then we're going to be able to be in a room, I'm hoping, but if not, we'll do it virtually. If we do a budget committee from 3 to 4, and then we add from 4 to 5 the policy meeting, and then to be determined, right, that has to be the key words right now. So Kirsten, if you change that from 3 to 4, does that sound good to you, Audrey and Joe?
I'm very flexible. I've got nothing else to do here.
Okay, and then we're going to add a new number 2, and we're going to put policy.
I think you had mentioned to, yeah, you had mentioned to Tina about adding an operations meeting at 4 o'clock that day.
Exactly. And is Kathy still on?
Yeah.
Yes, she is.
Yes.
Kathy, did you send out notices for these 3 meetings? The budget committee is going to be Joe and Audrey and I, and send out invites on the calendar.
Okay.
It's hard to send an invite when we don't know where the meeting's going to be, but we're just going to send out an invite, and it's to be determined. If we can meet in person, we'll do it in my office. If we don't want to meet in person, we'll do it online through Zoom.
Okay.
And the
Considering
policy committee is this group here, but we'll just send out reminders to everybody.
school
5
is
o'clock.
going through May 1st, Mark. So you might
Pardon me?
want to say it will be a virtual meeting at this point.
Yeah. As long as we reserve the time right now, that's a month away. It's good enough.
Okay.
And you're gonna have operations from 4 to 5 that day?
That's right.
And then policy will be from 5 to 6:30?
Let's go 5:30. That way I get a half-hour break.
Okay.
And the last thing is, this went well today, and I really appreciate everybody's flexibility. But I do really want to try Zoom next time. Audrey, you think that's a good idea? You've done both.
Yeah, I Zoom a lot better.
We'll try Zoom, and it is easier. It's actually easier.
Right.
But yeah, I hate to change, but I think it's the right thing to do. Kirsten, you with me on that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now
I think
meetings
so
in
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
And
so.
Donna, I like Zoom better too.
Mhm.
I know you can't
Good.
hear me. You can't see me.
Now, we'll hear her next time if we use Zoom. But all in all, it was okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alan, you all set, buddy?
I'm all set. We'll get something out to everybody. And
I'm
Kirsten, I want to thank you for the running herd over things and recording the votes. It makes my job so much easier.
Glad I could help.
And you're going to send me your principal minutes, right?
I didn't really write anything down this time. I just spoke
Well, I know
from
then.
my
So,
heart.
Um,
I'll give you an idea of something I said. Sure.
I don't know how long this thing's going to go. What I feel is that if things have gone so well, we have to protect people. Maine has only had 3 deaths. I mean, we're
5.
taking it serious. 5 now. Yeah, every time I open my mouth, I'm wrong on that, but
Yeah.
you get the idea. I hope we finish strong. Now, I think we've done a great adjustment. Now it's a matter of finishing strong and doing things like trying the parade. We don't know it's going to work, but continue to support people, because I honestly feel that we can come out stronger, especially in our relationships with parents, teacher to parent relationships. I think we appreciate parents more, and I think parents could appreciate us more after all this too.
Right. Yep. No, I think we've done a darn good job, thanks to the staff and the leadership of the school department. So,
We got great staff.
well,
Hopefully we'll learn some new tricks to make.
Yeah.
things work.
That's right. Exactly, Joe.
and I think for those that have perhaps dug in their heels a little bit about technology, maybe they're seeing the good in it, and they're
Yeah,
not going to be
we'll see.
so afraid, to be able to use it beyond this.
Yeah.
Hopefully, anyway.
I don't know. I'm worried about the economy. I truly am. Both my kids are laid off. How about you guys?
My kids are working virtually. Tanya still
Yeah.
goes in. but
My
she's-
kids were, but they're both laid off now. Anyways,
Yeah.
on the sidebar, Audrey, could you call me sometime after 10:30 tomorrow morning?
Yeah, sure.
I just want to talk to you about nothing to do with this. It's just Spurwink or Woodford's question.
Yeah. Okay.
Great.
All right. So thank you, everybody, for holding together and being there for one another. And at this point, I will take a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting. This is Joe.
7:49.
I'll second it.
All righty, Wendy? Moved
Wendy
and seconded. Yep. Here goes the roll again. Okay, Joe.
Yay.
Yay. Okay. Who's the next? Wendy?
Danelle, well,
Okay. Donnell, thumbs up or down? Okay, Wendy?
yes?
Audrey?
Yes.
And Tina? Yes. All righty. Thanks, everybody. Stay safe.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Good
Bye.
night.
How do I-
Thanks a million, Kirsten.
You're welcome.
Bye,
Tina.
Wendy. I mean,
I can see everybody
Kathy.
now.
There we go.
Oh, right? Yep.
All right.
So now
Hey,
I have-
Kathy, you want to work next Monday? I'll call you. I can't hear you, so I'll call you.
Sure.
Mark has left the meeting.
I hit the button. Should I go on that parade or not? People don't really know me.
I would say that's up to you. You don't have a lot of interactions with the kids. But that's up to you too. It's also a feel good. It's
I think, well, I'll see what he wants me to do. So
all right.
possible. How's that?
Sure.
Okay.
right.
Night all.
Information will come.
Okay.
All right.
Bye, get
Bye-bye. Okay, beam me out. How do I get out of here?
out.
So if you click on yourself, Tina, there's a little minus button.
There's a minus button.
And
I'm
then the other possibility is you bring your cursor down to the bottom of your screen. You'll see a little red phone that allows you to call.
Okay.